Hey everybody, welcome to Mental Constipation, the podcast about two people who can never think of anything creative or funny to say, so they just skip this whole first part, and then they just go to the real part.
Hey!
With special guest Ryan.
Hey! I'm not special, you piece of shit.
Well, in the context of that fake intro I just did.
I suppose.
Well, you are special. You're special to me, so...
Oh, wow.
I mean, like, special doesn't just mean that you're not on this podcast very often. I'm just, like, it's just special in general.
I guess I'm not. I guess I'm not a special guest. I'm just.
Yeah, it's hard to think of yourself as special because you're just you.
I'm living with me, man. I don't know.
Yeah, like you don't have that perspective on it, really.
True. Yeah.
And I miss that. I miss my apple.
Sorry, bro.
I was thinking we could have got some sweet recorded apple bite noises.
We fucked up.
On the Bear vs. Mancast,
Which this
the
is.
video game podcast about nothing.
This is this.
Yeah, that's what this is. Ryan, what day is today?
I believe it is 2015's favorite day, October 15th.
It is October 15th.
That's what I've heard.
It's a bright and shining late Thursday morning, and this is episode 34 of the aforementioned Bear vs. Mancast.
I think that's the title of our episode.
Something like that.
Aforementioned Bear versus Mancast.
All right, Ryan, before I mention the name of this podcast again by accident,
Yep.
tell me about a video game you played this week.
Oh, fuck off, really?
Or tell me about a sandwich that you ate this week. Your choice.
Ooh, okay.
Did you eat any sandwiches?
Actually, I did.
Did you eat more sandwiches than you played video games?
No, those are equal.
Oh, that's not good either.
No, because I only ate one sandwich. I made an Italian sub in my house, which is a different process than walking up to a counter and being like, "Yo, give me that Italian sub."
Yeah, because they've already got all those ingredients. That's easy for them.
That's true. Did you
have any salam on it?
I did.
How about some capicola?
I skipped the capicola.
What about sopressata?
I didn't. Sopressata? Nobody eats sopressata. No, I just didn't buy any.
Someone probably does.
I just didn't buy any. My Italian sub consisted...
Prosciutto?
No. I feel like you're just naming Italian salamis instead of...
prosciutto is not... okay, prosciutto is not a salami. I also don't know if it's inherently Italian either.
Prosciutto is... I should know this.
What about its country of origin?
Yeah, I should.
I know there are some famous Spanish types of prosciutto.
Yeah,
I think it might be inherently Italian.
It's Italian.
But it's not a salami. It's just a giant piece of meat that they bury in salt.
It's ham.
It's not smoked.
It's ham.
It's cured. It's a giant, like, piece of pork, of pig, that they bury in salt for, like, 6 months and never, like, it's a raw piece of pork they bury in salt.
Yeah, they cure it. It's a cure.
Yeah, and then they take it out and they're just like, nope, no need to cook this. It's ready to go. Let's eat it.
So anyway, my Italian sub had genuine salami, mortadella, and
I should have asked about mortadella
and ham.
Okay,
ham
good.
on it.
Do you have some hots?
I put some like I made a thing like
some jardiniere.
Yeah, like I made like a weird pickly vegetable thing that was hot.
Yeah, that sounds like a jardiniere.
Yeah, and then like onions and carrots and shit in it. And I'm like, yeah, this is good. Put pepperoncinis on it.
Cheese.
Cover that bitch in vinegar and oregano and olive oil. I'm just like, yeah, get it.
Cheese?
Provolone, motherfucker. What?
I don't like provolone. Sharp or mild?
I usually go with mild because...
You know what?
So, okay, I like the way the sharp one tastes, but I don't like how dry and crumbly and weird it is.
I don't like either, and maybe it's just...
Maybe you don't like provolone.
Have You ever had hot provolone?
No.
Like melted provolone?
Oh, yes. I thought you meant like it's infused with spicy chili peppers or some shit.
No, that sounds alright, though.
That sounds okay.
Like, it smells weird when you melt it.
Yeah, provolone is a weird cheese. I think it's better cold.
I'm pretty no frills when it comes to the kind of cheese I eat.
Are you like American or bust?
I actually don't really eat American because it's just a
pasteurized cheese product.
It's basically just like a gross block of vegetable oil.
Yeah,
like
that's the shit.
I don't really go
into.
for American cheese. I definitely do not eat the pre-sliced, like the pre-packaged, like the
some Kraft Singles shit.
Yeah, the Kraft Singles shit is even worse. Like if I'm gonna go American, I'm gonna go Land O'Lakes American White.
Yep.
And there's definitely some applications in which that is the best cheese for the job.
Yes.
But most of the time, just give me like a sharp white cheddar, like the sharpest, whitest cheddar you can get, and I'm thrilled.
What's your opinion on orange cheddar?
It has its place. But ultimately, if it's like a mild cheddar, if you're not doing anything with it besides like melting it into mac and cheese or something, I don't know what you really use mild cheddar for.
Some people don't like, sharp cheddar.
Hey, listen, as far as I'm concerned, if you can't handle cheddar at its sharpest, you don't deserve cheddar at all.
Fair.
Sharp cheddar's where it's at, man.
Yeah.
And of course I'll eat like hard Italian cheeses like Parmesan Romano, like that kind of stuff. Obviously. Obviously. I don't really do like mozzarella. I find it to be flavorless.
I like burrata.
It's been like an ill minute since I've had any form of burrata.
Burrata's like fucking dank.
Isn't it just... doesn't burrata just describe like any number of like kind of warm, semi-soft like cow's milk cheeses?
No, so what it specifically is it's stretched mozzarella that's filled with like a cheese-like cream thing. So it's kind of like you take your stretched normal cheese and then you like put like a really soft cheese and then you wrap the cheese around it and then you pinch it off, and so when you cut into it you get like that mozzarella thing, but then you can actually fill it with a cheese that tastes good.
Huh. So, interesting.
Ryan's into burrata.
What about cheese curds?
I can't really ever...
AKA squeaky cheese.
I can't think of a moment in which I've actually eaten cheese curds.
You ever had like a real honest-to-goodness poutine?
Nah. Which I'm like severely disappointed about.
I've had... Well, the first time I went to Canada and I saw that poutine existed, I was like, oh, what is... Oh, gross. Oh, sick.
You fucked up.
And... Well, that was a while ago now. Like, I wasn't even 21 yet.
Yeah.
And... Well, now since I found out that cheese curds are also sometimes called squeaky cheese, I like them even less.
Oh.
Because it seems like the texture of them would be horrifying, generally.
If you... I've heard if you, like, batter them and deep fry them, they're wonderful.
Sure.
This is what I've heard.
Why not? Let's do that. Or you just put them on top of French fries and cover everything with gravy.
Yep.
You ever had disco fries?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure I have either, but I know what they are. And they are... Well, so, you know what cheese fries are?
Is it fries covered in Cheese Whiz?
Not necessarily Cheese Whiz.
So, like, melted nacho cheese stuff?
Yeah, melted cheese. I mean, you could also just... I mean... I feel like if you took French fries and you just melted, like, shredded cheese on them, you could probably get away with calling those cheese fries. But, yeah, I think, like, a cheese sauce. Maybe is like a traditional cheese fry. Do you know what gravy fries are?
Is it fries covered in gravy?
It is. Disco fries is both of those at the same time.
Oh.
Which
so it's a fucking mess.
Which I bet is either pretty good or absolutely horrifyingly disgusting.
It's probably gross.
I bet it's like okay, like you're like, oh, I don't know about this. It looks really gross, and you eat one, and you're just like, oh, actually, you know what? This isn't that bad. And then you eat like 5, and you're just like, I'm good actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's my official guess about the qualities of disco fries. Brad, I think we need to change the direction of this podcast permanently to just talk about.
Are we just
Italian
watching about
meats?
Yeah, I mean, just talking about
and cheeses,
sandwiches, and cheese. The state of the French fry in 2015.
bologna.
I like bologna.
Do you like olive loaf?
No, olives are gross.
Which is just bologna with a bunch of olives in it, I'm pretty sure.
Olives are nasty. In a similar way,
That's
I don't...
green olives, too.
Which is gross. In a similar way, I don't like pistachios in my mortadella, even though that's, like, wicked common.
I don't think I've ever eaten a pistachio.
Really?
Somehow, yeah.
I like pistachios, but not in my fucking meat products.
Because, I don't know, something about pistachios and how I always felt betrayed when they were in my ice cream when I wanted it to be mint chocolate chip.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just, like, burned me too bad. I never wanted to, like, crack open the thing. Like, I don't know, I just never had a pistachio. I always just thought the green... I just, like, saw them in the store on TV or whatever, and I just saw how green they were, and I was like, I don't know, green nuts, I'm all set.
Yeah.
And it's just something like that happened when I was a kid, and I just never bothered, and I feel like I haven't really missed out on anything so far, so...
I do like pistachio ice cream. It's pretty good.
Is it the best green ice cream?
Without question. Yeah.
You don't like mint chocolate chip?
I don't. I think mint and chocolate should is a combination that needs to be put into a time capsule and launched at the sun.
What? No.
Yes.
Have you ever had mint Oreo ice cream?
No, it sounds terrible. I don't even like Oreos. Oreos are gross.
What?
I definitely want to like lick a bunch of vegetable shortening with some tar around it. That's what I want. That's what I want to eat.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, you have it broken up in your ice cream. It's a little bit different when you eat an Oreo. When you just like eat an Oreo, that can get kind of weird. But
nah, man,
it's good, man.
Nah,
a mint chocolate chip or mint Oreo. What about green tea ice cream?
I don't think I've ever had it.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Try to recall a time that we had green tea ice cream together. No, that wasn't. Nope. Probably. You're not missing very much unless you really like green tea.
I don't really care for it.
Same,
fine.
Bro.
It's fine.
Same.
Yeah.
Ryan, you can no longer put it off anymore.
Do I have to?
You have to tell me about a game you played this week.
Shit.
You have to tell me about the game you played this week.
All right. So, realistically, I play when we say played this week, right? When we say that,
yeah.
Boy, did I not really play this game very much. I probably played it for like an hour.
Is it because you did not like it?
A little bit.
Uh-oh. Trouble in Paradise.
So, a few weeks ago, I went on the internet. You're gonna appreciate this anecdote. A few weeks ago,
were you wasted?
No, at least I don't think so. So a few weeks ago,
a lot. I don't keep it all straight.
The Chibi-Robo Zip Lash amiibo set went up for pre-order on Best Buy.
When you say set, you mean like the deluxe retail that came with the game and the Chibi-Robo?
Yeah, it was, which like made it like a normal 3DS game price of like $40. And I was like, oh, okay,
What
cool.
is it normally?
I think you can buy it for $30.
Interesting.
Anywho, so I'm like, okay, cool. No, I'll order that from Best Buy. And so I did, and then I sent you that text message the other day, and I was like, oh, Nick, my pre-order of Chibi-Robo Zip Lash is available at Best Buy. So I didn't go and pick it up that day because I was busy. But then I came home that night, and there was a package in my front door, and I'm like, I normally remember all of my packages. I must have been drunk on Amazon again. And so I open it up, and it's a Chibi-Robo Amiibo Zip Lash bundle from GameStop.com, and I'm like, fuck.
I thought you said you pre-ordered at Best Buy, or did you do both?
I did both, because I'm stupid.
Oh, man, Ryan.
The one problem about, like, following all these Amiibo sites on my phone, on Twitter, and then they push updates to my phone whenever Amiibos go on sale, is that I'm like, oh, I probably didn't buy that, let me go buy that, and then I do it all the time.
But you can leave the one at Best Buy, right? Like, you don't have to go pick that up?
Yeah, if I just leave it there long enough, they'll cancel it, and that's fine. But point being, I essentially bought this game twice, which is a big bummer. But
and considering you didn't even want to buy it once.
I barely want... I almost thought about just letting my Best Buy pre-order go and just like, I can live without this. But it showed up in my house. I'm like, fuck. All right, fine. So I pop it in last night, and I'm like playing it. I'm like, oh, this is fine. This is fine. So Chibi-Robo Zip Lash is a 2D side-scrolling platformer with some puzzly stuff in it. I wouldn't call it a puzzle platformer.
Thank God.
It's not specifically about doing puzzles.
What is it specifically about doing?
It's specifically about using your outlet cord to like traverse environments.
All like Bionic Commando?
Probably it's like a less fun Bionic Commando.
I think that's actually on the back of the box, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wait, I have it here. Let me look.
It says from NintendoLife.com, a less fun Bionic Commando.
It says swing into action with your Chibi plug.
Is that what it's called?
I guess that's what it's called. A less fun Bionic Commando. It says it right here.
Boom. There you go. Man, I was going to interrupt you when you started to describe what this game was. I was going to say a bastardization of what Chibi-Robo is.
It's probably. I mean, I don't know.
Chibi-Robo was like a really unique... Like the original game. You ever play it?
Nope.
It's like a really unique, like fun and interesting open world game almost that told the story of Chibi-Robo and how he coexisted with the family that he lived with, and he had to generate happiness points by cleaning up after them and doing stuff like that. And
yeah,
this whole system of like you had a limited amount of power, and carry your plug everywhere from like outlet to outlet, as not to run out of power.
Yeah.
And there's like a little bit of a system like that in this game too, right?
Yeah, so your power is your life bar, but it's also essentially a timer. But there's so many power things that you get to interact with that
the timer's like wicked slow too.
It's
right?
wicked slow. If you get hurt, it goes down a bunch, but this game is so friggin' easy.
How far are you into it?
Like an hour.
What world are you on?
The first one.
Oh.
So there's like it seems to be like there's like a few levels in each world, and there's 6 worlds, at least from what I can tell. But
how much branded candy have you found so far?
So that's something I wanted to get into a little bit because I find it oddly disturbing.
Disturbing, you say?
Yeah, the amount of just like brand shit in this game is kind of outrageous. So I was walking through the world, and then, like, I see some shit on the ground, so I push A to pick it up, and then this TV robot that is your, like, narrator is like, hey, you found some UTC all-natural multicolored potato chips.
Dude, it's pronounced Utz.
Whatever.
Say multicolored potato chips?
Yeah, like, there's, like, purple ones and red ones, and
I've never seen that at the grocery store. I want some of those.
And then I like put it in my Chibi-Robo head because that's where I put things.
Yes.
And then the TV robot was like, "Oh man, UTC multicolored potato chips are a nice healthy snack. I can't believe the aliens would steal that shit." And I'm like, "What the fuck am I reading?"
It gets even weirder.
There's like, and then there was something else about like. It was some kind of candy I didn't recognize, but it was like very clearly like 3D, well, like 2D rendered and, you know, put in the game as like a product. And I was just like, I can't do this. This is like product. This is like almost as bad as Pikmin, where Pikmin was kind of funny, and it almost
wasn't bad.
It almost made sense because you're like going to a tiny planet, and then there was like just human trash there, and so like you'd see like a Coke can, for instance. There was some branding stuff, but they didn't specifically mention the brand. They would always call it like, oh, this is some sort of sugary soft drink container, but it would clearly say like Coke on it. I don't remember if Coke was in the game, but that's like
I want to say there was like a Pepsi cap. Pikmin was really light on that stuff.
It had some.
They didn't really talk about what it was.
Yeah.
They really just relegated it to like what Almar named it because he didn't understand what any of that stuff was. So like the Pepsi cap would be like the fizz containment device or something like that.
And this game has like blatant marketing in it.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It made me upset.
I was like, last night it was like I finished making dinner and I was kind of just lounging around. I kind of felt like dying.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I didn't want to do anything, so I just like put on YouTube and watched some like people play Chibi-Robo Zip Lash.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidentally, and there's a certain point in the game where you find a cymbal monkey who dances.
Yep.
And he calls you DJ Chibi D.
Sick.
And he requests that you find him airheads.
And then you turn the game off.
And then when you find him airheads, he proceeds to tell you a little bit about the history of the airhead.
Mm-hmm.
The taffy-like candy for those, because I think that might only be an American thing. I'm not sure. And I like airheads a whole lot, Ryan. They're pretty good.
They're gross. Continue.
Why?
I don't like the purely sugar and flavoring based candies of any sort.
I mean, I don't eat a whole lot of airheads. You like Nerds Ropes?
No.
Oh man, Nerd Ropes are great, man.
No.
You're a stick in the mud.
Yeah.
So you've never had an airhead, and you just take by one side of the package, and you just like whip it back and forth until the entire airhead. You've used like centrifugal force to force all the airhead into one gigantic like block of airhead on the other side of the package.
Probably not, because I'm not gross.
Well, admittedly, that was like something I did in elementary school, but still, it's amusing.
I'll give you amusing.
So he tells you about the history of airheads and where they came from in like a really like nonchalant way, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this game?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm confused by it greatly. I also saw some semblance of like the system that allows you to move between levels. It's like you can't just pick which level to go to next. You have to spin a wheel to find out how many moves you can make.
It's really dumb.
And I don't get it.
It's I'm upset with this game, and it also plays like crap.
It plays like a shittier Bionic Commando.
Yeah, and so you can't. Okay, so you have two kinds of whip. There is the normal whip, and then there's like whip that you put electricity in. The normal whip you can't aim up.
Oh, no.
It makes no sense. You can only do, like, diagonally up and left, like, left and then down and left, and then the same on the right side. But you can't aim up like, or down.
You can't do that thing, like, you just, like, charge up your whip, and then you can't just shoot it up at that point?
You can do it with the electric whip. That you can aim however you want, and it bounces off surfaces.
That's the one you have to, like, charge up for the second?
Yeah.
Right?
It's so lame.
It sounds pretty lame.
And when you're playing it, you're like, oh, cool, I got a little bit of momentum going, and then you have to, like, sit there, charge your whip, aim it, and then I'm like, oh, wait, no, never mind, momentum's gone. Fun ruined. So I think I bought a $40 Chibi-Robo amiibo, and I'm just going to have to live with that.
So you'll be reviewing... So Chibi-Robo Zip Lash. Zip Lash?
Yeah, Zip Lash.
We expect the review probably later this month, right?
No.
On bearversusman.com?
Absolutely not.
Your boy says, absolutely not. I think that's a review in and of itself, wouldn't you say?
I think I would not play this game again. Like, I think I'm never...
You're not going to play that game again?
I don't think so.
Wow.
It was...
You would not recommend?
I would not recommend. It's not, like, bad. Like, it functions, and it kind of plays. It's just... It's so slow and, like, plotting in a bad way. And you have to, like, sit there, and the jumping is just really slow, and your stupid little robot can't, like, jump that good.
Slow in comparison to what?
I don't know. Like, this feels like a game that should be sped up by about, like, 30%, and so it should just be Bionic Commando. I should play Bionic Commando.
If you want to play a platformer, you should probably just play Super Meat Boy, like we discussed
last week. And I fucked up, and I just like, well, let me try this other bad game.
Well, you did have an obligation to try that other bad game because it showed up at your house, and you're like, fuck. If I don't play this game, then I seriously wasted $40.
Yeah. I mean, I could have just, like, returned it.
Yeah, but then Amiibo.
Yeah, I know. It's really cute.
I really wish that... So the Chibi-Robo is, like, in the lore, is a consumer product that you buy, and he cleans up your house for you.
Mm.
And I feel kind of slighted that the Chibi-Robo Amiibo is not just an actual Chibi-Robo.
I don't think that Nintendo has this technology.
I bet they do. They're just holding out on us.
Maybe. I mean, they do have, like, $1 million in the bank.
They do. Don't they have, like, enough money for, like, if they stop trying to make any money today, they continue being a company for 25 years?
Something like that. Yeah, I read that.
Without
statistic.
making zero profit.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Or something like that. Alright, so not a good game?
Not a good game. Please don't buy that game.
And you're sure you've definitely played that enough to come to that conclusion?
I mean, realistically, no, but I'm not intrigued by the basic mechanics of the game. So I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
I don't think you should play it. I don't think anybody should play it.
Okay. We have to play another game, like an actual game.
I should play games.
I agree.
All right.
Games are fun. Am I supposed to tell you about a game that I played now?
If you want to, yeah.
I kind of don't.
Oh, we can talk about this other thing.
No, I'll do a game.
All right,
I'll do a game. Let's see what order I want to do this in.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll do that 1 second because I'm going to talk about it more next week. So it wasn't this past week, it was the week before that. I decided to play a little 1995 adventure game called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Because I was sort of familiar with the concept, and therefore I was like, that sounds kind of neat. Let's do that. Do you know anything about I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream?
I've heard of it.
You've heard the name.
Yep, that's all I have.
So, Harlan Ellison was a writer.
Mm-hmm.
And then he died.
Okay.
And he wrote fiction for the most part. And he wrote a book in March of 1967. It was published. And apparently he did not like to classify his games.
Okay.
Or not his games, his books. So a lot of people would say it's sci-fi, but he didn't actually like to say that it was, like, he didn't like to classify his books like that.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I don't think it's a very long story, but
okay,
it's a very interesting concept. I'll break it down a little bit for you. It's the future. I can't think of what name. Hold on. It takes place like 109 years after the Cold War, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, in this alternate telling of history, the Cold War actually turns into a real war.
Okay.
And I should remember more about this, the way the story works. I'm just trying not to just screw this up for everyone and embarrass myself. They decided that, like, this part actually seems kind of, this part reminded me of Metal Gear, that these three countries, it was China, America, and the United Kingdom, were like, we are going to make a computer that's capable of committing acts of war that humans are not able to.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
And it's like, it reminds me of that whole Peace Walker, like, mutually assured destruction whatever thing, but like darker.
Okay.
And so they had these three supercomputers that were kind of sharing, like, they kind of had like a little, they're kind of joined into one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And eventually one of the supercomputers like gained sentience, and he realized that he was just a giant ass computer, and that it was it's horrifying.
Yeah.
And he, now it's a he. I feel like computers that have attained sentience I can refer to with personal pronouns.
I think that's how that works.
He expanded himself to basically fill the entirety of the center of the Earth, and he was really mad at humans and also insane from realizing that he was just a giant ass computer. And so he killed every human in the world except for 5 people. Mm-hmm. Who he tortured for 109 years, while making sure that they stayed alive the whole time. Like, healing them so that he could continue to torture them.
Okay.
And he's generally kind of a dick. His name is AM. It originally stood for Allied Master Computer. And then later, people are like, they use the same acronym to refer to him as the Adaptive Manipulator, and now they just use it to refer to him as Aggressive Menace. But everyone just calls him AM. So this book came out in 1967, and it told the story of the 5 survivors, and they went to go on a journey through the center of AM, and the ending is particularly fucked up, but I won't spoil it for you here.
Good.
And so later, a company called Cyber Dreams wanted to. They approached Ellison, who was still alive apparently, 30 years after publishing this book. And they said, "Hey, we want to turn your book into a video game." And he said, "Well, like, I don't own a computer, and I don't know what a computer game is because I'm an old ass man, but." Let's do it. And he actually, the original author, he co-authored the expanded storyline that made it into the game, and he wrote a lot of the game's dialogue. And he also voices Am in the video game, which is pretty cool, actually. I didn't know that when I started playing, but I did a little research because I was curious. So... now I'm going to talk about the video game part.
Video games.
It's actually really interesting. I played this. This does have a re-released Steam version, and so when you launch it, it just starts, and just the game just begins, and Am just starts narrating about how much he fucking hates you. And then he explains like all 5 people and why he hates them and why he wants them to suffer and how he's been making them suffer. And it's like, oh, geez, okay, this is kind of intense.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And then it's like, all right, now one of you guys gets to suffer extra or something. We got a special mission for you guys, and you have to pick one of the 5 characters, and that's where the gameplay begins, kind of. So, like, you pick one of the 5 different characters. There's Gorster, who is this former trucker who made his wife go crazy or something. And then there's Ellen, this woman who is a former, like, bank or, like, financial advisor or something like that, who has had some weird personal issues in the past. There's this guy Benny, who used to be a very attractive man that Am turned into some kind of monkey person. I don't know why he didn't make everyone else look weird, but he was just like, Benny, fuck you in particular. There's this guy Nimdoc. I think it's not his real name. That's just what they call him. And I think the implication in the game that didn't exist in the original book is that he was a Nazi scientist of some kind. And then the last guy, he's apparently the narrator of the book, but doesn't actually seem to have any special significance in the game, named Ted. And I don't know, he seems okay. So it's like the intro, I was just like, oh, they're like, oh yeah, you this and that. I was like, yeah, he didn't seem like he really did anything bad.
Yeah.
And so I played through the first 2 stories. Like, okay, so I started playing the first story. I just picked the guy on the left because that seemed appropriate.
Yep.
And they bring you to like a completely different scenario, like basically like a computer simulation. And like I said, this is a 1995 ass adventure game.
Yep.
And so you get like, you have your inventory and you have a series of buttons like walk to, talk to, pick up, use on, like that kind of stuff. There's even a button for swallow.
Weird.
Like it's like in your inventory or something in the world that you want to eat. You can click that button and then click on the item.
Yep.
It's really weird by what the adventure games I'm used to playing. And I'm not really like a huge adventure game aficionado either. But like this is still really, I know like at a certain point, you know, like originally adventure games were text based and you had no idea what you're supposed to do. You had to like literally type like look and then go north.
Yeah.
It was a lot. This is a long way from that, but it's so obtuse. And so the thing about this game is you can save there's no like checkpointing or anything. It's just you can save any time and load any time, pretty much. There's like a little thing on the side of the game, the thing.
Yeah.
But this game, it will like. So not only are there things in this game that have no purpose, like in the first scenario, you find a key that doesn't do anything.
Okay.
But like towards the end of the scenario, there's just like moments where you're interacting with people and like it can play out so many different ways. And if you do it the wrong way, you have to basically start over. Like you'll die or you'll lose, and Am will basically bring you back to this character select screen. Unless you have a save to load from right before you fucked up.
Yep.
Then you're doing the whole scenario over again.
That sounds shitty.
Yeah, like I said, this is some 1995 ass game design, and honestly, like, I want to just be like, this game's bullshit. But, like, there's a lot of moments. There's some moments where it's definitely bullshit. And there's some moments where it's like, So at one point in the first scenario, you're like in this airship. You wake up in this airship, and like everything is like rotted and old, and you go into this room where it's like the just dining hall where it looked like there was some sort of altercation or something, like shit's all broken. But there's this punch bowl on a table.
Yeah.
And when you examine it, the guy points out that it smells like gasoline. And it's like, well, that's not a good sign. No. And then I just like, okay, so I just moved on, and I did some other stuff, and I eventually just was really lost. And so I said, hey, fuck it, let's just hit swallow and click on the punch bowl. And he drank it and died because it was poison.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, okay, well, that's kind of bullshit that it would just let me die like that. But at the same time, I'm a complete dumbass for doing that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it definitely, like, if you make poor decisions, like, you'll just die. But some of the solutions to the puzzles are like super stupid and obtuse. Like, there's at one point you have to get the airship closer to the ground, so you find like some of the ballast, like the airbags.
Yeah.
And you have a gun and you have a knife. And you can slash the airbags. You have to slash through the airbags with your knife to get down to ground level. Mm-hmm. But if you shoot it, it just shows a cutscene of the entire airship just blowing the fuck up. And, like, it's like, oh, that's bullshit. I have to do this all over again. But at the same time, you're like, I shouldn't have done that. I should not. You know what? If I had thought about it for, like, more than 1 second, if I hadn't just done that old adventure game thing of just use everything on everything,
right,
then I would have realized that that probably wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have fucked up.
But, like, at a certain point, you really do have to do that. Use everything on everything thing. Because it's really obtuse. And so...
This is why I hate adventure games.
Well, modern adventure games have come a long way.
I'm sure. I still don't play them, but...
Like, I've been thinking about playing Broken Age. Because that's probably a really good example of a modern adventure game.
I got it for free, so I might play it.
That's what I'm thinking as well. So this is not going to be like that. Mm-hmm. And then there's like this. You can find a key at one point. You never use the key. Mm-hmm. And then, like I mentioned before, later you get to parts where you're like interacting with people, and there's like strings of choices. And so at a certain point, like 3/4 away through the scenario, I was trying really hard just to kind of just play it. And I was just like, I'm completely lost. I don't have time to sit here, like, clicking on everything. And I looked up a walkthrough, and I eventually wound up just using the walkthrough, just play through the game. Like, 1-to-1. Mm-hmm. Step by step. Walkthrough, and then this. And then, I tried to, like, see what would happen if I tried to do it by myself. And then I got into those scenarios where I didn't say the right thing to this person. And then I looked at the walkthrough. It's like, oh, you're supposed to do this. And I was like, did I just fuck everything up? Because I didn't die. Mm-hmm. Also, at one point, I like, landed. And there's this bar. And outside the bar, there's a talking dog. Which, that's fine.
I guess, yeah.
And I accidentally, I was trying to, like, look around the area. And I accidentally, like, clicked on the background. Like, this desert. And my guy just started walking towards a mountain in the distance. He just going. Like, he just took off. And I was like, bro, come back. Hey. Oh, he's gone. And then he just died. Like, he was just like, and then Anne was just like, oh, you tried to walk through the desert and you died, huh? You dumbass. I was just like, that's not what I wanted to do. I never asked for this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's just weird. But, like, I wanted to... I was fascinated by the concept. I want to know more about the story. And I don't read, so this seemed like the best solution. And after I finished the first guy, I played Gorster's story. He's the guy all the way to the left. After I finished his, I did Ellen's, who's the next to the left. And I just did that whole thing straight up, 1-to-1 with the walkthrough. And then I realized that was really unfulfilling, and I just stopped.
This all sounds like not a good time.
I think I was enjoying it at first. Like, learning about I have no mouth and I must scream has been really a fascinating journey for me. Mm-hmm. But the game itself, Like, if I really am determined to have to play it with a walkthrough, then that's no fun. But I also don't want to play it without the walkthrough because it's really obtuse. And I don't even want to call it hard. It's just fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's not... Like, there's some good game design elements there, but ultimately, I am just too much of a shitty millennial to ever be able to play this game.
Man, that's the truth.
Like, if this was like a game... This was like the first game I ever played because it's 1995 and video games have barely existed.
Right.
I'd be like, Jesus Christ, this is impressive. And I would just play through the entire thing. It would take me like 10 hours because I would die so many times. And just save every room, make a new save. But like, ain't nobody got time for that anymore. You know?
I know, dog.
So I don't know if I'm going to keep playing that game. But
That's
it was a game
okay.
that was in my backlog for a while, so I'm glad that I got to it and I was able to pass judgment on it. I was able to move it well, actually, I had it in very important games, and I'm able to move it to the main library instead of moving it to unfinished. So unfinished is only where games I think I might actually go to.
Right.
But that list is probably too long, too.
Yeah, probably.
I have a lot of Steam games.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And that is the story of I have no mouth and I must scream. Ryan, tell me about a game that you played this week.
I can't.
I know you can't. Psych.
I do have something I want you to help me to work through.
Okay, I would love to do that for you.
Okay. So I have like 3 games that I want to get that are on my radar, but I don't want any of them overwhelmingly more than the other. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I don't want to buy them all.
Yes, I'm having this problem. Oh, I was having this problem this time of year as well, yes.
Okay. So currently, I'm trying to decide whether to purchase Transformers Devastation, Yoshi's Woolly World, or Tales of Zestiria. Right? Like, I know what my heart says, like inside, but like, I have doubts.
Am I allowed to know what your heart says, or you can't tell me that yet?
I think you should give me a suggestion first. Like, what if these were your 3? If out of these 3,
Of these 3, I would pick Transformers Devastation.
yeah,
Because it's developed by Platinum Games, and they make really good action games, even though I don't care about Transformers, because I wasn't an 80s kid.
I don't care about Transformers either, but this game looks fun.
Yeah, I've drawn the same conclusion, and it's made by people who have made, like, some of the greatest action games of all time, and some of my favorite games of all time as well, So
my only qualm with purchasing this game right now is I'll bet you $1 million I can pick it up for less money on a Black Friday deal or a Steam sale or something. I'll bet you $1 million.
Is it digital only?
No, you can buy a physical copy of it. It's
really? I thought it was digital only.
No, it's a retail release, but I think it's only like $50 instead of $60.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can buy a disc of this game.
I bet a Christmas sale on Steam, you could get it for at least $40.
Yeah,
Is it
that's
on
what
Steam?
I'm thinking. It is on Steam, yeah.
I'll probably get it around then.
So, and then Yoshi's Woolly World will never drop in price because it's a Nintendo game. But I also, like, want it the least, and then I'm left with Tales of Zestiria, which I'm just like, I really want to play this game, but it might be bad.
If we're going to ruminate on Black Friday shenanigans, I bet there's a chance that Yoshi's Woolly World you can get like a $10 Target gift card if you buy it.
Nah, you
on
might
Black
be
Friday.
you might be right.
Like, you probably aren't going to save a whole lot of money, but if we're going to go down that rabbit hole, like,
It's that time of year where I have to like go down that rabbit hole, being like, well, in a month, I bet you I can get this for cheaper.
That's for Tales of Zestiria.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really looked into that game. I haven't really played a Tales of game since like Vesperia.
Yeah, I mean,
I started playing Xillia, and
Xillia is bad.
Didn't. In what way?
It's just it doesn't feel right. It feels like it kind of feels like somebody who
the gameplay, like the battles don't feel right.
They feel okay. It kind of feels like somebody made a fan game. That's kind of what it feels like. You know what I mean? It's just like a little bit,
kind of.
It's a little bit clunky, and it's a little bit, forced for a Tales game, which are usually pretty forced.
In Xillia?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't play long enough to agree or disagree with that.
I think I put like 10 or 12 hours into it, and
I started playing as like they maybe pick a character at the beginning, and I picked one, and I was immediately like, within 30 minutes, I was like, I should have picked the other one. I'm so stupid, and I like restarted it, and then never really got anywhere with it. And now it's on the PS3, so
yeah. So here's the other thing. So this is the first Tales game that's going to be available on Steam.
Yeah, I did see that.
And so my thing is like, well, I can get it on Steam for $50. But if I wanted to play it on PS4, it's $60.
Or if it's on Steam, that means that there will come a time when it costs even less than that.
Yeah, but who knows if that's going to happen.
Here's something else to consider.
Okay.
Tales games are really long.
Yep.
Like, really long.
Yep.
You'll probably be playing Tales of Zestiria for no less than 40 hours.
That's fine. That's
if
okay.
If you just play it as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Is that something that sounds appealing to you right now?
Well, I need a game that's going to get me to November 6th.
Yeah, man, I am also looking forward to the release of Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
No, I'm talking about my motherfucking Yokai Watch.
Is it really not coming out until November 6th?
Yeah, that's when it comes out.
Now, when they call it Yokai Watch,
okay,
are they specifically referring to like something that you put on your wrist?
So I believe
that is a Yokai Watch.
So I don't actually know because I've never consumed any of the Yokai media that is available. However, I believe a Yokai is the Pokemon and the watch is the Pokeball. If I'm,
So you keep ghosts inside of your watch.
I think that's how that works.
Okay. For some reason, when I first heard about it, I thought they were talking about, like, Yokai Watch. Like, it's like, you sit on a tower, and you're like,
you look for yokais.
Hey, well, I don't hope any yokais don't get into our encampment tonight.
No, it's definitely a thing that you wear, and you put demons in your watch. Actually, you know what? I'm looking at a picture, and now I remember the E3 trailer, where, like, your watch has, like, a lens on it, and like you move your lens around to like see yokais because they're like ghosts. You have to like look at them, and then you look at them with your special watch, and then they might live in your watch too. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I want to play it.
Hey, apparently, if you pre-purchase Tales of Zestiria, you can get a free copy of Tales of Symphonia
on Steam only.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
But it costs the least there, so...
See, there's no, like, track record for Tales games on PC.
So here's the other thing. I like PC games.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the thought of sitting in front of my computer and playing a game with a controller for 40-plus hours... Mm-hmm. is not something I'm interested in doing.
See, this is a problem that I don't have.
Okay.
Because
I'm just saying.
Because of my specific situation. But yes, I do agree with you. That's horrible.
That's just something like, no, I'd rather... Like, if I was in that position where I'm going to get Zestiria... I would be like, I want the console version. Is it PS4 and PC, or is it an Xbox One as well?
I think it's just PS4 and PC.
Man, I don't like the PS4 either.
You don't like the PS4? What the hell's wrong with you?
No, PS4 is fine.
Oh, all right. I think I'm going to buy this game. That's what my heart says. Yeah.
You going to go for it? I don't know if I...
That's what my heart says.
So it's got, like... That game's got, like, the art direction that I don't like. Or the artist that I don't like as much.
I don't understand.
Like, the Tales games have been done by different artists.
Right.
Like, each one...
Are you telling me you like Tales of Legendia?
The one that looks like Samurai Champloo?
Yeah.
I didn't mind the art in that game, but I wouldn't say it's a good game, even though I beat it.
Yeah, you like that game. Well, you beat that game.
I did beat that game.
Like it's probably
but
a
like
strong
the art for like Abyss and Vesperia.
I don't know who did the art for this game.
Stuff. I don't either. I don't even know if they necessarily say it, but it's very clear that it's stylistically different.
This looks like Symphonia, at least from the box art.
This reminds me more of the original Xillia, but I might not be remembering the original Xillia. And there was Xillia 2, which had guns.
Yeah, that's true. It did.
Which was like, oh, this is interesting. But, it's fantasy. It's basically sci-fi anyways. Like, there's magic and, technology. Like, there's magical technology. Does that make it sci-fi or fantasy?
If there's magical technology, it's technically sci-fi.
Yeah,
I think.
So Tales have always been anything goes because each one is so self-contained.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, man. Transformers Devastation. Is that game good? Or am I just like projecting because I want it to...
I think it has numbers that would make you happy.
I am all about the numbers.
Yeah.
Let me find out here.
I want to say IGN gave it Game Informer gave it an 8 out of 10.
Oh, that's weird.
What?
It only has a 76 on Metacritic.
Oh no, that's terrible.
It's worse than the most recent game developed by Tecmo Koei, so yeah, it kind of is terrible.
Yeah, I don't. This is why I don't like Metacritic, because of that very reaction that you just had.
Because you like to just ignore the truth?
A 76 does not mean shit.
I didn't say it was shit. Did I say it was shit?
No, I said it doesn't mean shit.
Okay, because I don't remember saying it was shit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. You're like, oh, this is worse than this, even though those games have nothing to do with each other. Just saying.
They're both action games.
Yeah, alright, well... That's kind of like comparing Schindler's List to Mean Girls, in that they're both movies.
No, it's not. Because you have to at least compare two comedies.
A little bit.
And I would totally do that, by the way.
A little bit.
Apparently, Tales of Zestiria will take you 34 hours to complete if you just... But no one plays just the main story. You got to do a little bit of the side stuff.
That sounds perfect. I think I'm gonna buy that game.
On PC?
I can't decide.
Do it.
Although that computer in my grump room is very fussy with games these days. I really need to go put Windows 7 back on it, which is so weird because my upstairs computer is totally fine.
Does it have a Kickin' graphics card in it?
It's got a graphics card in it. Kickin' is probably I think it has like a 780 in it or something like that. It's
your numbers mean nothing to me.
It's it's a few years old, that graphics card.
Freaking AMD.
Do you really?
Sapphire. Yeah.
Okay.
7800 or something like that.
Okay. That's fine, I guess.
It's been doing okay for me. Why are you such a jerk?
I don't know. Everything I've ever read says that NVIDIA is performing better with games these days.
Well, at least it's not like I have an AMD CPU. That you could definitely judge me for.
Yeah.
That would be. I'd be like, yeah, all right, I deserve that.
Don't do that.
Whatever, Gross Card. That's fine.
All right, do whatever.
No, I'll really think about when I have to upgrade. I'll think about what I really want to get. But seems okay so far.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan. Do you want me to tell you about more mobile games?
No.
All right, then I'm going to tell you about something else instead.
Okay.
Okay, you really don't want me to tell you about mobile games?
No.
Why not?
It's always the same.
No, it's not. I found a better one.
Did you?
Kinda.
The mobile games make me sad.
Okay, well, why? They're fun.
They're mostly trash, I've decided.
You have to understand that they exist in a different scope. It's like saying a Game Boy game is trash because it's not colorful.
No, but they're like all the same in a weird way.
I don't know what you're trying to say. What you're saying makes no sense.
That's fine. I don't.
How could they all be the same? There's like a billion of them.
I know.
So what the heck are you talking about?
Hey, I say stuff, and then you just have to accept it because you're my friend.
I played this game called Hero Emblems. That's like a match 3 RPG thing. It has like some items and skill things, but it doesn't have the depth of Puzzle Quest, which one guy who left a review for it he's my dude. He was like, people say this is like Puzzle Quest. They're wrong. Here's why. And it's like, this guy knows the score. This guy knows about Puzzle Quest. I like this guy. It doesn't seem to have quite the depth, and the difficulty curve seems a little bit messed up, but it's a little bit mindless match 3 stuff with just a little bit extra that puts it like above like Bejeweled.
Okay.
So I'm having the most fun with that right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what I've mostly been playing.
Oh, okay.
And I'm pretty happy with it.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm having a good time with mobile games. Oh, well, actually, I did play Spinny Circle because one time I went to go search for something in the App Store, and apparently lots of people were searching for Spinny Circle.
Mm-hmm.
As it turns out, this game is trash.
Oh.
Yep. It's super duper trash. Literally, they give you like a hexagon? No. Pentagon?
Mm-hmm.
How many sides does this shape have? Let me check.
One.
It's got 7 sides. It's one side. It's a line.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 7 sides, and each side is different colored, and a ball bounces around on the inside, and every time it hits a color, it changes color, and you have to spin it to the next color.
Okay.
And it's really stupid. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing really well. But it's like, if you don't know, like, if you first pick up this game, you're like, what is this? And then you just, like, lose because you don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of hard and not fun. It's, like, really shallow. It's just, you do it, and then you see if you get the high score, and then it's over. But it's, like, free, and really very popular right now. I don't know. It seems stupid. I haven't played it since... now that I've got a high score of 40, I'm going to delete it from my phone because I'm just done with it. It's like just not fun.
All right.
So that's over.
That's fine.
I also downloaded this game called Dark Echo. That is a horror game that it's like you play as a blind person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's actually a horror game, but it's like a spooky game, and you play as a blind person, and it like shows you like sonar things, and you can try to figure out where to go. That sounds cool, I guess. But that's pretty much it for mobile games. Oh, I totally forgot. I was playing Long Siege.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, but I feel like that is really hard to say.
Yeah, it's good.
Like,
it's got
enunciate.
It's got too many kinds of G's in it.
Long Siege.
Yeah, it's got too many G's.
That's something I'm going to say like 5 times before we start podcasting next week to like loosen up.
I would.
Unique New York. So that's another like match 3 sort of thing, but it's like so it's Puzzle Quest plus Swords and Soldiers. Like if you match, remember that game, Swords
Yeah.
and Soldiers?
Yeah, that was my game of the year for 2010.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh, did you play the sequel?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, you're doing your boy dirty. So I. So that's a 2D RTS. If people haven't played it, you like make a little Viking man, and he walks to the right and attacks everything in his path. Mm-hmm. It's like that, but instead of just picking, it's not versus. It's just you versus some enemies, and you each have a tower. You need to destroy the enemy's tower before they destroy yours, and it's like round based. Mm-hmm. You start a new round, and that's like a new day, and you do like 3 sieges in one day. And there's quests you have to do, like summon 20 guys or have 9 guys summoned at once. And basically, you have a field on the bottom where you match swords, and that makes a swordsman appear. You match bow and arrows, it makes a bowman appear. And then you can spend your currency to upgrading your units or upgrading some of your basic facilities, like your tower, like the life of your tower. Mm-hmm. And it plays like you must build a boat. Or 10 million, like you slide an entire row instead of just switching to gems, which I'm used. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. That works. It's just not as frantic as you must build a boat or 10 million, which is what I want it to be if the game plays like that with the sliding. Because every time you make a match, your field goes gray while everything like kind of falls into place, and then your dude gets summoned, and then you can match again. Mm-hmm. And it's sometimes really frustrating because I want to I just want to match all the things.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
A little
I want
bit.
to just keep frantically matching because that's what I'm used to doing.
Yeah.
But it seems okay. There's like a lot of gameplay there, but it kind of lacks depth. Like when you can upgrade your dudes, you can kind of say like, oh, I'm going to upgrade like my swordsman's health, and then make sure I summon my swordsman's first, and then upgrade my wizard's damage and have them like attack from behind the swordsman. Mm-hmm. Like, you can do like sort of simple things like that, but then it just comes down to like, do you have a match available to do what you need to do? And they also do this bullshit thing where like every couple of seconds or like every 30 seconds or something like that, the enemy tower will shoot an attack at your tower, and you are temporarily unable to summon anything until you match like their like repair gems.
Sure.
And it gets really frustrating if you don't have repair gems to match. But it seems like a pretty solid time waster, and it's a little bit more approachable. There's not that overarching like story thing that is in like Hero Emblems, so it's a little bit kind of dumber, and you can just kind of like.
Just do it.
I don't know. I got a minute. Just match some shit.
Yeah.
Seems okay. Seems pretty good. And I like the art style of both of those games. Mm. Okay.
All right.
That was my mobile game recap for the week.
Cool. You did it.
I did it. Expect more next. I don't even know.
I don't know.
I'm not actively looking for more mobile games, but. According to the receipt I received from iTunes, I spent $16 on mobile games.
That's it. You have to stop. You have a problem.
They were mostly all $1 games.
That's pretty okay.
A couple of them. There's like one that cost $4, and one that cost like $2. But it just, I just bought that many games.
Sick.
Hey, I'm going to tell you about. Hold on, I need to get the actual title of this game correct.
Wait. Should we take a break?
You want to take a break?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, the break sounds good. And
let's do that.
And break. This week's Bear vs. Mancast is brought to you by Gorp.
Yeah, backpacker.com/skills/cooking/recipes/the Great Gorp Contest is the article I'm reading right now.
Sick.
From good old raisins and peanuts, trail mixed spice with hot peppers, Michigan cherries, beer nuts, and dried carrots, the ultimate backwoods snack comes your way, courtesy of Backpacker readers. Thanks, guys. Hey, I'm going to tell you about a game a little bit now, because I'm going to tell you about it a lot bit tomorrow, and by tomorrow I mean next week. Sound okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dragon Quest Heroes, the World Trees Woe, and the Blight Below.
Okay.
Why does it have that title?
I don't know.
What? Like, tell me. Like, who did that?
Nick, I thought you were gonna... I thought you knew.
I played the game, but they didn't tell me why they have a 8-word subtitle for this game when Dragon Quest Heroes, I'm sure, would have sufficed.
I mean, I bet, like, you're gonna find out.
Well, I mean, I might find out more about the World Trees Woe and maybe about the Blight Below and how they are probably one and the same. But at the same time, I don't know why they didn't just call it Dragon Quest Heroes. Either way. Let me actually... This is developed... This is like a co-development project, as far as I know.
Okay.
Square Enix, who does...
Dragon Quest?
Yes.
Got it.
See, Ryan, you just do this segment.
Okay.
You're good.
Dragon Quest Heroes.
Art... Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I just get so excited. The primary artist on this game is Akira Toriyama of Dragon Ball Z fame.
Oh, that dude made Chrono Trigger.
Which he's done all the art for the Dragon Quest games as well. It's kind of like something that he would just do for fun on the side. And so it's published by Square Enix. It's actually developed by Omega Force, which is the developer of Dynasty Warriors.
Okay.
Dynasty Warriors games are usually published by Tecmo Koei, but not this one.
Okay.
The interesting thing about this game is it's definitely... Some games are mostly Dynasty Warriors, like Dynasty Warriors Gundam. That's mostly Dynasty Warriors, but there are Gundams in it.
Okay.
This is a Dragon Quest game that is a hack and slash, like a la Dynasty Warriors. I don't even want to call it... My impression so far is that it's very similar to Dynasty Warriors in terms of kind of its scale and its general gameplay, but it's so different. It's so removed from the formula of Dynasty Warriors. It really just seems like it's like an action... It's a hack and slash, like an action RPG in the style of Dynasty Warriors, featuring like characters and elements from Dragon Quest games.
Okay.
And so far it seems pretty good. The thing that really captivated me about this game is the actual positive reviews that it was receiving from like North American review outlets, because those guys hate Dynasty Warriors games.
Yeah, you do. Like, you hate those.
Not me. There's 37 critic reviews of it, and none of them have really given it like a poor review. This is Metacritic I'm looking at. Although probably the reason that there's only 37 is probably because a lot of people just skipped right over it because it's a Dynasty Warriors game, in their opinion.
I'm gonna.
Yes, I know you are. So it begins to tell this like original story set in the Dragon Quest universe, and then it kind of melds in some characters from other games. that I'm not familiar enough with the franchise to really know who they are. Except for Dragon Quest VIII, it adds the girl from that game, Jessica, and also, oh man, what's that guy's name? The guy with the axe, the like short, kind of ogre looking guy. Yangus?
Sure.
You played that game. You should know.
Like 7 years ago.
Yeah, but his name's Yangus either way.
Alright, I believe you.
And that guy who I mentioned yesterday being like, Terry, who dat? He's apparently it's a version of him from 6 where he's a swordsman, but he is the child from Dragon Quest Monsters, which is really cool because I like that game, as I mentioned last week.
Yes, you do.
So what I've noticed so far, okay, so like they have 2 characters. You can pick either the girl or the boy, and then the other one becomes like your friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked the guy, and then I was like, after about an hour of playing, I was like, wait, this guy is a total dork. And also, his abilities are all fire-based, and the girl was ice-based, and I was like, I like ice things. And also, they're basically identical, like functionally, and I didn't see a scenario in which I would ever use both of them in my team at once. Mm-hmm. So it's like I would clearly have to draw the line here, and I think the character who you choose to be your main character always has to be in your party.
Okay.
Because it's an RPG.
Yep.
It's a JRPG. So I restarted the game and picked her and just flew through like the tutorial real quick, and I'm having fun so far.
Mm-hmm.
It does a lot of things I wasn't expecting it to do. You know, it's got a 4-party system.
Yep. You
can switch between characters whenever you want. There's like, I mean, the damage numbers when you hit someone, it's pretty minuscule. Like, you know, like the damage numbers that pop up, you know, a prerequisite because it's an RPG, but like it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't matter if you know you did 10 damage to that slime. Like, you just need to know if they're dead or not.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really interesting when you take damage and you get a damage number, and you can know like, oh wow, that was a really hard hit. I have to deal with that differently, because in addition to just being fields full of monsters that you can just slash through, there are some like pretty interesting boss encounters that, I mean, they don't require like the level of precision of like Devil May Cry or something,
right? But
it requires a little bit something extra that I really appreciate. But the potential also exists for that stuff to be really frustrating later in the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I just like the fact that you get to bring a whole party onto the field. You can switch between them, and they kind of attack enemies. They have this system where sometimes you beat a monster, you get a coin, and then you can, basically that monster is your friend now, and you can deploy it to use his skill or defend an area. And depending on the map you're doing, that might be really important. You have to defend somebody or something.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all I've got about this game so far. We got into America. It came out just this past Tuesday, and it is only on PS4. Apparently, it was split. It was PS3, PS4 in other regions, but North America, we just got the straight PS4 version, which is probably fine.
Okay.
But I like it so far. I'm having a really good time with it. And it's like this skill tree system. As your guys level up, you can kind of put points into either increasing their basic stats in certain fields, or you can use there's special ones that like, hold triangle during this combo to make it do more damage, or increase the effectiveness of this particular skill. Because everyone gets like 3 skills instead of having just like one Muso attack. They get 3 different abilities. You hold R1 and press a face button. And you can kind of pick which one is best suited for that situation, and I think that's pretty cool. The combo chains seem kind of short right now. I don't know if they're going to increase, but that could be a problem.
Yeah.
If it's just like square, square, triangle, and that's pretty much all you get.
Sounds pretty
It's basic, but I just started playing the game. I mean, a lot of Dynasty Warriors games, or games in this style, start out with like your character has very basic set of combos, and then it expands as they level up. So I'll see exactly how that plays out, but I'm really liking it so far.
Sick.
I just downloaded it on PS4 because I'm lazy, and Yeah, I'm having a good time so far. I only really played it like one sesh last night, but probably played some more today.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have probably maybe a better verdict about it next week. We'll see. Hey, so let's talk about the news. You want to? You ready?
Oh, do we have news? Oh, we have some news.
Yeah, we got some news. Some of it's dumb though.
I only bring the dumb news.
Me too though. So,
okay.
Oh, there's a one time you did news that was pretty good.
Yeah, that one time.
Okay, so this is a rather old story. I just remembered it. So, let's talk about Allison Road.
I want to talk about Allison Road.
They were having a Kickstarter that
use the past tense.
Yes. So they canceled their Kickstarter.
Oh no.
Which sounds like a bad thing.
But Nick, how will I ever purchase this game?
With money.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was, and this is kind of these people are hilarious. I'll read you some of these great comments on this Kickstarter post. So what happened was basically they were contacted by Team 17, who's a publisher who works with independent developers. They're publishing Ukulele.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how you pronounce that. They also did a lot of. They've been doing a lot of like kind of obscure games. They published a lot of the Worms games.
Oh sure, yeah.
And basically they said like, hey, we want to just help you publish this game. We're really impressed. We want to make this game happen. And so they said, well, we don't need this Kickstarter anymore. We don't need to take people's money because we've got this guy giving us money. And so I think they did the right thing and they canceled their Kickstarter.
Yep.
Not everyone sees it that way, apparently. I don't know. I just thought it would have been kind of creepy to continue to take people's money. Although they'd be giving up copies of the game, they wouldn't be making as much.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the game sold, like they said like, hey, we're not going to take your money. We're not going to pretend like this wasn't some like a Red Ash situation or something, or like some Shenmue 3 thing where like there was people behind the curtain like ready to give them money and they were just doing Kickstarter for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like this excuse me, this says to me that the people at Lilith Games were like, hey, we want to make Allison Road, but it's absolutely not going to happen unless we get some money. And so they did a Kickstarter because they had no other choice, and then when another choice became available, they're like, listen, we don't need to do Kickstarter because it's not necessarily the first choice anyways.
Right.
First comment posted about 3 hours ago. This is truly disappointing. When I back a Kickstarter game, I do not expect to be kicked aside the moment a check is waved in the face of the devs.
Wow.
That guy is very confused.
The guy sounds angry. He doesn't sound confused. He sounds angry. He sounds heated.
This guy just says, I hope the game will still be available on Xbox One and consoles.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, a lot of people don't understand exactly what just happened.
Right.
Like, a lot of people just see, like, oh my, I was Kickstarter, like, I funded this game, like, I donated to this game, and they just were like, hey, no, you can't, get out of here,
no,
we're done,
please, no,
we're shutting
stop.
it down.
Yeah.
This game's never going to exist. That's not what's happening here at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this game is going to exist now.
Mm-hmm.
Almost, like, this game is almost undeniably more likely to exist now that it actually has a publisher as opposed to just a bunch of people giving them money.
Definitely. Yeah.
So this is overwhelmingly good news, and I don't know why people. Maybe Virgil Roussos doesn't speak for the greater population when he acts all butthurt about it.
Yeah.
But I think the community is happy about this.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy about it.
I am very happy about this. Although no, we'll see. I do want to play Ellison Road very badly, but we'll have to see what kind of money they want for it when it comes out.
Yeah.
So I want to say even like the Kickstarter backer goals or the backer rewards, it's like a console version of the game is still going to be like the equivalent of like $30 or $40.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on how much time they have to make that game and the length of it and stuff like that, like how much is actually in that game,
right?
It's going to be, I've talked before about how I like shorter games, but there is a line for me. Like if it's like, yeah, we only have enough time to make like a 3-hour game and it costs $40, I'm like, guys, I don't know.
Guys,
come on. Hey, let's talk about, well, I want to generalize it and call it Kickstarter, but this is actually an Indiegogo campaign. Have you ever heard of Indivisible, an RPG by Lab Zero and 505 Games?
Nope.
Have you ever heard of Skull Kids?
Nope.
No, not Skull Kids. That's a thing.
That's a brand of shitty headphones.
No, that's Skull Candy.
Oh,
Skull Kids are those things from Legend of Zelda.
Oh, sure.
Skullgirls is what I'm thinking of.
No.
Skullgirls, the fighting game.
Nope.
Skullgirls is a fighting game.
Okay.
It's made by fans of fighting games for fans of fighting games. It's a very unique, interesting art style and a great animation, like good animation.
Sure. Yeah.
And so the person who made that game and who's now like a team, because it's a lot of the work on that game is done by one guy. They're looking to make a 2D RPG that I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's got like 2D like platforming sections, and then you enter into like random battles sometimes where you control like a group of people and still 2D.
Yep.
It's like Project X Zone. Do you know what that game is?
Yes,
I
do.
It's that tactics game.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a form of how what was that PS2 game? Japan only with all the crossovers. Capcom Cross.
Namco Cross Capcom?
Namco Cross Capcom. It's like that. Like once you enter a battle, you get like you have different face buttons to hit, and then you like kind of hit the enemy and juggle them. And, it's like it's still an RPG. It's very much inspired. Like it seems very much like a fighting game, very much like a platformer. The little trailer that they made for the game, it looks really fascinating. The only thing that gets me about this game, how much money do you think these people want to make this game?
$80 million.
Well, if you're not going to take my question seriously, then we have a fucking problem.
I don't fucking know, man.
They want $1.5 million.
Sure.
That seems like a lot. Would you not agree?
I mean, I don't have any money, so. But.
Well, are you saying that like you can't understand what $1.5 million looks like because you don't have that much?
Yes.
Okay, it's a lot of money.
Oh, okay.
They do have like 30 days to go still, because it wasn't just like a 30-day thing, but they're only at like 250,000. Like, I don't know, you guys. That seems like a lot of money that they want. And I'm sure it's a lot of work, and I'm sure that that money will go into development. I'm not saying they're trying to rip anybody off here, but like that's just a lot to ask for. And also, it says in their Kickstarter that if they get the $1.5 million, then this publisher called 505 Games, who's published like Terraria and Payday 2 and some other games, they said that they'll give them another $2 million that they can crowdfund $1.5 million. So that level of transparency is nice to see, that they were really forthcoming with that information, but at the same time, it's like, what the heck?
Okay.
That's
what the heck?
a lot of money. I'm trying to figure out how I can pay $30 and get a digital version of the game. That's, you pay $30 and get a digital version of the game. I don't know. So far, 3,000 people have backed it. If for whatever reason this is on Indiegogo instead of Kickstarter,
yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Which might be a problem. Might be your problem right there, because not everyone has an Indiegogo account and they're not willing to sign up for one.
I don't have.
It might just keep them from, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I was gonna say this might be the one factor that keeps them from getting funded, but also $1.5 million.
Sure.
I don't know. It looks cool though.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope that they make $1.5 million, but damn, son. Hey, this one's not on the list, but
well, we can't talk about it then.
So apparently, Nintendo is not going to make any more Game Boy games for 3DS, on the Virtual Console.
Weird. It's probably because 3DS is dead.
It might have something to do with it, unless they're moving all their Game Boy ports to iOS and mobile platforms.
Boy, I hope that's not true.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, they'd probably play like shit.
So, yeah, definitely. I hate playing anything that simulates a controller.
Yep.
on iOS. But basically, someone texted. What am I talking about? Someone tweeted to Natsume Incorporated on Twitter, and basically asked if a particular game was going to be coming to 3DS, and then Natsume says Nintendo have moved on from Game Boy games. If it's a Natsume game not out now, it's not coming.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it seems like maybe it's not 100% no more games are ever coming out on Virtual Console for Game Boy on 3DS, but it's probably not going to be a lot.
I mean, this may have some larger to do with some sort of Nintendo Club thing that includes you know what I mean?
Possibly.
Some crossplay bullshit where maybe we'll see Game Boy games show up on Wii U.
Yeah, I think this is just a part of a bigger story here. But it just seems like a weird thing to just have pop up on Natsume's Twitter account.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, so we're going to talk about Destiny microtransactions.
Oh boy, I definitely want to.
I wanted to. What? Come on, man. This is something that should be discussed.
I guess.
You're a jerk.
I guess.
Right, you can spend real money to buy emotes, one of which being the Carlton.
I don't want to.
Do you know what the Carlton is?
Yeah, it's the one that goes...
Are you doing the Carlton right now?
Sitting down, but yeah.
And yeah, okay. You can get the Carlton.
I don't want to.
I don't want to either.
Okay.
But I just think that it's... And I think I touched on this a little bit last week, that it's just a troubling... tale of things to come. If they're gonna, now that real money exists in Destiny, who knows what's gonna happen next?
Yep.
I'm glad I didn't talk about it last week because it would have just been speculation. But since we spoke about it, the dances have come out. First of all, the Carlton costs more than the rest of them, which
it's probably an officially licensed product.
Yeah, probably. It makes sense. People are gonna want that shit. But still, they've also noticed that. So, you can return microtransaction items.
Mm-hmm.
You buy the Carlton, you're just wow, this is stupid. You can just return it you get your money back or get your silver back. You're not going to be able to get once your money gets turned into the real money currency in Destiny, silver. You'll never get it back again. So the note about returning items in game says that consumable items cannot be returned. Mm-hmm. And as of right now, there are no consumable items, which means there are going to be consumable items of some kind. And apparently people have data mined some information about these real money items.
Okay.
So someone posted in the forums that they found information about items that increase drop rate for item in gear in King's Fall Raid, starter packs, in quotations, that boost characters level 25, similar to the item that you get like when you buy the Taken King.
Yep.
An item to instantly and fully unlock a subclass, and trinkets for each of the enemy types that boost EXP gain for 10 minutes. And then this guy, Luke Smith, who works for Bungie, he's one of their community guys, he went on Twitter and he said, "We aren't, nor are we planning on selling consumable items that buff King's Fall drop rates for silver." Which is...
I mean, dear God, I hope not.
Good, but also, he didn't say anything about any of the other stuff that was data mined out. So... I feel like that almost certainly confirms that all that other stuff is going to be put in the game.
Probably.
It makes sense, like the character boost thing, I'm fine with because I play WoW, and they do that shit in WoW, basically.
Yeah, all that shit is normal.
And I just ignore it.
Yeah.
It's just more troubling the fact that it has a... Like in WoW, you just say, like, $20. Boom. Put on my credit card. This has a real money currency... like a gems in your free-to-play game. Like, it's...
Yeah.
The fact that silver exists is troubling, is the most troubling part of this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because we're just one step away from you going to buy an item with glimmer or legendary marks or something like that, and it just says, or buy it with silver. And that's when Destiny will be dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's the day that Destiny dies, is when that happens. And we're just so dangerously close to that.
If that ever happens, I'll never turn that game on again. Because it's all meaningless.
For moral purposes?
Yeah, like, that's you can't do that.
And then, I don't even think the like, I want to say I don't think they'll do that, but just the fact that they can scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because, like, right now, they're doing this event called the Iron Banner, which is a multiplayer competitive mode where they say the description is basically that, like, your level and your gear matters, quote unquote, but, like, there's still a lot of kind of generalizing. Like, yeah, your armor's higher, so you're going to take, like, 1% less damage or whatever. It ultimately doesn't super matter. But if you can just buy gear, if the day comes you can buy gear with real money, then, like, damn. Like, that's going to kind of break that a little bit. Just be filled with people who just bought their way to the top.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck that.
And, I mean, it's not going to... It's just going to be... The implications of it are going to be fucked up. It's, like, practically, it's probably not going to really change that much because it's not... Having the gear difference, having the gear advantage doesn't make a huge difference, like I said, but it's just the concept of it is totally fucked. Maxing out, what is this? It said about maxing out instantly and fully unlocking a subclass. I guess that if you really just want to do that, I mean, that kind of breaks PvP too, because
I'm more fine with that. Because all that does is just, it eliminates grinding. It doesn't necessarily make you better.
Yeah, I guess if you really just want to pay money to not grind, then that's not such a bad thing. But, like, it's a certain element of that breaking PvP. There's a lot of your subclass abilities funnel directly into that, and, like, some of the newer classes are kind of a little bit overpowered. And if you could just have it fully maxed out and just go in there and start killing people. I don't know. I don't like that one as much, but I can probably live with that. I'll never get it. The only thing I ever would really see myself spending money on is shaders, armor shaders, if it's really cool. But there's a lot in the game already that I don't really know what they would add at that point. Like, make them exclusive money-only things. Plus, they gave me $5 worth of currency. They gave everyone $5 worth of currency to start off with. But a lot of the implications of this stuff is kind of scary. And so one of the things they said about this, one of the reasons why they said they're adding them, is because it'll help. Like, the more money they make, the more content they can create, basically. Yeah. Which is not to say, like, they're trying to crowdfund Destiny content. Like, all right, now it's on you guys. If you guys don't buy real money stuff, then we won't be able to make anything good. But they're just saying, like, we can do more with this, and it's optional. And as long as it stays optional, you can't buy gear and stuff. If it's just people buying the Carlton because they think it's funny, and that's just money that they can use to develop the game further, then I'm probably fine with it.
Yeah, that's okay.
But there's a line here that is probably going to be really easy for them to cross, and I'm afraid.
Yeah, me too.
Because I play that game a lot, and I deeply care about it. But ultimately, you know, it's developed by the same company that does WoW, and they've been okay with just selling cosmetic stuff and not breaking any of that game.
Yeah, that's true.
So hopefully, like, maybe they know what's up with how to do that, and it's not just Blizzard knowing not to do that, and Bungie has no idea how not to do that, and Activision doesn't know what's good, and it's just everything. I don't know. We shall see, but the implications of this are slightly horrifying.
Yep, I'm scared. I'm scared for the future
of a game that you don't really play that much.
Yeah, but I mean, Destiny's such a huge game that stuff that it does will make waves, in a way.
That's true.
So
if they've got this 10-year plan or whatever, like if they fuck it up in year 4, that's shitty.
Yeah.
The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD for the Wii U.
I would be okay with that.
Apparently, it's like another data mining thing or something. And like a back end somewhere of the eShop on the Wii U, they found an entry for the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD.
Mm-hmm.
So unless it's super early and they just have that in there for fun, or it's just a big practical joke,
yeah, who knows?
It's probably coming. But it also seems like it might be well, actually, I don't know which version of the game it's going to be.
I hope it's the GameCube one, but
it probably isn't going to be the GameCube one. Actually, honestly,
it probably is, because the Nintendo Wii U stuff doesn't expect you to use a Wii remote to control it ever. You know what I mean?
I guess that's true.
I'm gonna say it's probably the GameCube version.
And I would normally say that Nintendo would be totally interested in making both versions, both versions, but both controls. Both control schemes.
Menu. Yeah.
They would want to have both control schemes available, but considering the way that game worked, it wasn't just a different control scheme, they had to flip the entire game. I don't know if it would be possible for them to put both in there. But yeah, it's probably more likely that they wouldn't require you to have a Wii remote to play it.
Probably not. That's my assumption.
That'd be kind of cool, because I only ever played the Wii U version. But then, okay, so here's the question.
Yep.
How much money would you pay for your remake of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess in HD?
How much was the Wind Waker remake?
Full price.
That much.
You'd pay that much?
Yeah, probably.
Did you buy the Wind Waker remake?
Yep.
Is it sick? Is it nasty?
Yep.
Oh, dude. Honestly, I would have bought it if I hadn't recently just replayed the original game.
Yeah.
A year before it, or not even a year before it. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I would necessarily get this if it existed.
I probably would. I actually never played that game.
Oh, you should definitely then.
So I would probably pick it up.
I like it a lot, and if you don't have to play with the Wii remote, then it's going to be just that much better.
Yep.
So you have something here about Xbox One wireless PC controller adapter coming out October 20th?
Yeah, that's it. It's coming out October 20th. You should...
That seems cool.
Yeah, I bought 2 of them because I'm a crazy person.
You are a crazy person, but you've also got 5 controllers, so...
I might have 6.
Damn. I've actually been having trouble with my my Xbox One controller.
Oh, yeah?
I think it's nothing to do with the controller, though. My microphone has been messed up, and I think it's just my stereo headset adapter. Because I have a mono headset from the Xbox 360 days, and basically this is just like a little controller port and a tiny cord that lets me plug my 360 controller into my 360 headset into my Xbox One controller.
Yeah.
And it does everything I want it to. It's a dream, but lately it's been like super, like the connection's been super loose, and so like it crackles and it makes noises for the people I'm like in a party with. And I had to buy a new one after I think I determined that there's nothing wrong with the controller. But if it's the controller port, like the part in the bottom of the controller that's broken,
That would suck.
that would suck.
Yeah.
But as far as I could tell, like I plugged in the one that comes with the game. I plugged that in, and it didn't crackle and stuff. So I think that it's the stereo adapter or the little cord or something, as opposed to it being the port. Because if I plugged the other headset in, I don't know. Well, I ordered a new one. It's coming like tomorrow, so hopefully that solves all my problems. Because I was faced with the possibility of having to. It's like if my controller's broken, I either spend $60 to get a new one, or just go all in and get a pro controller.
You should get a pro controller because I think you want one.
Because why?
Because I think you want one secretly.
I do secretly want one, but I don't $150 secretly want one.
Yeah, who does?
That's like kind of a lot. But if I had to get a new controller, I'd have spent $60 anyways. And then I technically have 2 Xbox One controllers. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But one of them just can't be used to chat online. That wouldn't really be a deal breaker or anything.
Yeah.
Right, what's this about Pokemon Go and Niantic Labs?
So Niantic Labs is making Pokemon Go, who made Ingress, who was formerly part of Alphabet Corp, a.k.a. Google.
They're not part of Alphabet Corp? Oh, yeah, that's right.
They became their own company, and then... so they between Google, Nintendo, and the Pokemon Company, not Lab, the Pokemon Company, Pokemon Go developer, Niantic Labs, is getting $20 million. So,
$20 million to develop a
I have
version
a feeling,
of Ingress with Pokemon in it.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they apparently they think this game is both going to A, somehow make a lot of money, and B, I don't know. There might be more going on here than I think there's going to be, which kind of excites me about this game.
As far as it is, as far as we know about it now, it's like basically an AR game where it tells you a Pokemon is nearby, and you open up your phone and you look through the camera of your phone at the park you're in, and there's a Charizard there.
Yep.
And that's pretty much all we know so far, right?
Essentially, yeah. But that's all we know.
And then you can catch the Pokemon.
I believe so.
And then maybe do something else with it.
Maybe. If there's no battling, then fuck this game. Essentially.
There's got to be some kind of battling, right?
I mean, it's Pokemon, but I mean, I don't know. They've made mistakes before.
No, I don't think they have.
All right. I don't know what to do with you.
Yeah, Pokemon's infallible. They're good.
Probably.
They'll never make a mistake again.
Yep.
Not anymore. Not after what happened last time. Ryan, can we stop podcasting now?
Yes.
That's pretty much it. I always feel like we don't give news the attention that it deserves because we always do it at the end. And after 2 hours of podcasting, we're like,
Well, most of the time, I don't care.
most of the time there's no news to worth giving the credit to.
Essentially.
Yeah, but every once in a while, it's like, oh well.
Yeah. Oh well.
Hey.
Yep.
Plug it.
All right.
Guys, we've got a Vine account.
We have a Vine account. Search for Bear vs. Man. Bear vs. Man. You can find us, make Vines. Sometimes we make #quality ads. We're on bearversusman.com, a website where we put stuff on it when we feel like it. All the podcasts now have working audio URLs because they didn't before.
Yeah, because
we changed the feeds.
Yeah, hosting a feed is apparently difficult, and so is updating the picture of your podcast.
Yeah, so now we just never change it ever again.
Could not figure that out.
Me and Nick both put some words on it recently. You guys should check it out. There's a Rock Band 4 review.
Things.
There's a beginner's guide review. There's a thing about clickers that Nick wrote.
Yeah, dude. I definitely wrote that. I went for it.
So there's that. We're on Twitter at BearVSMan.
Guys, if you've listened this far, you're clearly in it to win it, and you should, in addition, if you have not done so already, consider leaving an iTunes review. Mm-hmm. Really helps spread the word. But ultimately, the best way to spread the word is to tell someone about this podcast.
Tell your friends. Tell your mom.
Like I said, if you've listened to it for this long, if you're still listening to this, then maybe you consider it worth recommending. So find one of your friends who likes video games. Shouldn't be too hard. Let them know about it. Tell them this is a great podcast to listen to. That is hosted by two idiots. Something that you can do while you're driving to work or something. Mm-hmm. Consider it.
Yeah.
Just saying, think about it.
We're on Facebook, bearversusman.com/Facebook. I forget we have a Facebook half the time, but if you want to like us on there, you should do it. It'll make us happy.
Yeah. Twitter might be the best way to. You want to know what's up? Probably Twitter's the best way.
Twitter's the best way. We're on SoundCloud now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was talking with somebody, and they were like, "Oh, I only listen to podcasts on SoundCloud," and I'm like,
"Really?
Okay. Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay." So I made us a SoundCloud. If you search for the Bear vs. Mancast, I'll start putting the episodes up on there. Now.
Yeah, I've never heard of this happening.
Yeah, me either. But apparently, it's a thing.
I thought SoundCloud was just for mixtapes.
Right. So anyway, if you care to listen to it on SoundCloud, you can.
Do you already mention our email address?
No. If you would like to send us a question, and you should, question, comment, concern, anecdote, send us a picture of your dog. I'll look at it.
And judge it. Evaluate it.
I'll evaluate your dog. I'll rate it on a scale from 1 to 5 stars.
Well, if you guys send questions, we will answer them someday. Just like we did in our first bonus episode.
You can send that to questions at bearversusman.com. That's a place you can send those.
And that's it.
We're doing in now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 Saturdays from now. We're doing a big ol' Bear vs. Man Extra Life stream starting in the morning on November 7th. We'll be playing video games for all day into the wee hours of the morn. That's going to be at twitch.tv/Bear vs. Man. That's where you can go.
It's going to be good.
You should check that out. We're incredibly handsome, as it turns out.
Yeah, it's going to be a train wreck. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Right,
that's it. That's going to do it.
That's it. It's all
Podcast over.
See you guys next week.
Next week. Bye.
Sort of.
You mean sort of?